There is a force in this world stronger than talent, stronger than intelligence, stronger even than luck. It is the power of never giving up. History is filled with stories of men and women who should have stopped, who should have quit, who had every reason to walk away. Yet, they didn't. They chose to keep moving when the road was rough, to keep believing when no one else did, to keep fighting when everything around them said it was over. And because they refused to give up, they achieved what others called impossible. The power of never giving up is not just about reaching your goals. It is about becoming the kind of person who cannot be broken by setbacks, who cannot be silenced by failure, who cannot be stopped by fear. It is about cultivating a mindset that sees challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to grow stronger. It is about embracing the struggle, because within struggle lies the seed of transformation. Life will test you. That is not a possibility. It is a promise. You will face moments that feel unbearable. You will encounter doors slammed in your face, dreams that seem to collapse in your hands, and seasons where it feels like nothing is working. In those moments, giving up will always feel easier. It will whisper, "Stop trying. It's not worth it. You're not good enough." But those whispers are lies. The truth is that persistence is what separates those who succeed from those who don't. It is not that successful people never fail. It is that they never let failure stop them. They fall, they bleed, they cry, but they get back up, over and over again. That relentless spirit is what turns ordinary people into legends. And every time you rise after a setback, you are not just moving forward. You are becoming stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Every hardship faced and endured builds a foundation that prepares you for the next challenge, and the next, and the next. Think of Abraham Lincoln, who failed in business, lost elections, and faced countless personal tragedies before becoming one of the most respected leaders in history. Think of J.K. Rowling, who was rejected by multiple publishers before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. Think of Michael Jordan, who was cut from his high school basketball team but went on to become one of the greatest athletes the world has ever seen. What these stories have in common is not perfection, not ease, but perseverance. They simply would not quit. And because of that, the world remembers their names. They are proof that resilience is the most powerful trait you can possess. Resilience is forged in the fire of repeated failure, in the relentless refusal to surrender, in the constant choice to continue moving forward even when everything seems impossible. When you choose not to give up, you discover something incredible about yourself. Your strength runs deeper than you thought. Your capacity to endure is greater than you imagined. Your spirit is far more resilient than you ever believed. Every time you rise after falling, you are building muscles of perseverance that will carry you through the next storm. Every rejection, every setback, every disappointment is not a wall to block you. It is a weight to strengthen you. And just like lifting heavy weights builds physical strength, carrying the burdens of life with persistence builds unshakable character. You cannot develop resilience without resistance. You cannot become strong without struggle. Each obstacle is a teacher, each failure a lesson, and each disappointment an opportunity to refine your approach. The lessons are subtle, often invisible, but their impact is monumental. But let's be honest, persistence doesn't always feel heroic. Sometimes, it looks like dragging yourself out of bed when depression tries to keep you down. Sometimes it looks like sending one more job application after being rejected 100 times. Sometimes it looks like practicing in silence when no one is watching. It's in those private battles, those unseen moments, where the power of never giving up is truly forged. Because persistence is not about one big act of courage. It is about the daily choice to keep moving, one step at a time, no matter how small that step may be. It is about showing up every day, even when you feel exhausted, unmotivated, or defeated. It is about choosing action over inaction, even when the easiest path seems to be surrender. One of the greatest lies you will ever face is the idea that quitting will bring relief. Yes, quitting ends the struggle in the moment, but it also ends the possibility of victory. When you give up, you trade the pain of effort for the pain of regret, and regret is far heavier to carry. The people who never give up understand this. They know that temporary pain is worth the reward of lasting triumph. They know that discipline is hard, but regret is harder. And so, they press on. They keep pushing. They endure, not because it's easy, but because they know what's on the other side is worth every drop of sweat. Persistence also has a strange way of changing the world around you. When you refuse to quit, you inspire others to do the same. Your courage to keep going becomes a light for someone else in the darkness. Your refusal to surrender becomes the hope someone else needs to rise again. You may not even realize it, but your story of resilience could be the very reason someone else finds the strength to keep fighting. The power of never giving up is not just personal, it's contagious. It spreads hope, it sparks courage, and it builds a legacy. Every act of perseverance ripples outward. When one person refuses to quit, it reminds another that they too can endure, and so the cycle continues. Persistence is a force multiplier for courage, hope, and impact. And here's the most beautiful part. Persistence always pays off. Not always in the way you expect, not always on your timeline, but it always brings growth, transformation, and results. Sometimes the reward is the dream fulfilled. Sometimes the reward is the person you become in the process. Either way, you win. Because even if the dream takes longer than you planned, even if it looks different than you imagined, the fact that you refuse to quit means you have already succeeded. You have proven to yourself that you are unbreakable, unstoppable, unshakable. Every lesson learned, every failure endured, every tear shed contributes to the strength you carry forward. You become a living testament to the power of endurance, a walking example that no obstacle can defeat the will to succeed. So, if you feel like giving up right now, don't. Take one more step, just one, and then another. Don't think about the entire mountain you have to climb. Focus only on the next step. That's how persistence works. Step by step, moment by moment, choice by choice. You may not see the finish line yet, but it is there, and every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer. Never underestimate the power of simply refusing to stop. Momentum is built through consistency, not speed, and every small step compounds into progress. The process may feel slow, but it is unstoppable in the long run. The truth is, the world is not kind to quitters, but it rewards those who endure. Every dream you hold in your heart is worth fighting for. Every vision you carry is worth the struggle. And even when it feels like the world is against you, remember this: persistence turns impossible into inevitable. As long as you keep moving, you cannot be defeated. Setbacks may delay you, but they cannot destroy you. Failure may knock you down, but it cannot keep you there. Fear may whisper lies, but it cannot silence the fire burning in your soul. Each time you rise, you weaken fear's grip, strengthen your resolve, and reinforce your commitment to your purpose. So rise. Rise again and again. Rise until the world cannot ignore your persistence. Rise until your strength becomes your story, until your resilience becomes your victory. Because the power of never giving up is the power to transform your life. And the moment you decide you will not quit is the moment nothing in this world can stop you. Your persistence is a declaration, a movement, a statement that failure is temporary, but your determination is eternal.